moving, so you know, we don't all fall asleep. Yeah, sound good?
Yes.
I'd like to thank Professor Hopkins and definitely Mr. Strack for friendship, camaraderie, you know, inviting me out here because it, you know, it's like you said, he does it for you, but at the same time, we all benefit too because we get a chance to be with each other, and I get a chance to learn, and we get a chance to learn from each other. So it's really a blessing in a lot of ways to be here, and especially with these guys. But yes, thank you very much for like great experience, amazing like steak dinner last night, and quite possibly the worst Chipotle experience of all time. Wow. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
It's not great.
She had to stop because there was like sand in her lettuce.
Too much dirt in her lettuce.
Pretty sure they're supposed to wash that before you cut it. All right. So let's see here. I want to start with one thing that's kind of like I learned this guard pass many years ago from Helson. And then, so I used it a lot. I liked it a lot. It's primarily you kind of need the gi for this particular one. It's a butterfly guard pass. And so I want to share this one with you. These guys have most likely seen it before, but sometimes like when you get to a certain level, and I would say for me, it was probably higher blue belt, purple belt level where I started understanding, oh, I'm not just learning a technique, like I'm learning a principle. And if I can learn, if this principle can apply, what if it can apply over here, right? Like what if I can do it in this position? And man, that's pretty cool. So, so I learned this guard pass. I did it a lot. It worked really well for me. So anytime people put me in that position, that's what I would go for. And then I realized, like, man, where I was ending up, I can use this over here. And like, the guy starts to escape them out. So I'm going to share with you guys a little bit of how that kind of played out in my mind and how I kind of developed. It's not that I developed anything. It's not that I didn't make up anything. I just applied what I learned to a different position, and it worked. And I want to share that with you guys because I think it's kind of cool. I get a lot of miles like that. So, does anybody like the butterfly guard? I don't do it very much. You do? You like it? Typically, I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with it. There's not, right? It can be a very good position for a lot of people. The first one that really taught me, I guess, of like even a series, I had seen it before, but first one that really kind of showed it to me as a position was Saulo Rivero. And he was built differently. I met him when I was a blue belt, and like he was the first, I think, black belt I trained with outside of the race. So that was a pretty good one. I didn't really know. I'm like, oh, he's a champion, huh? That's cool. Yeah, he doesn't suck. He's pretty good. So can I borrow somebody? You guys most likely know can I borrow you? Yes. What was your name? Mitch. Mitch. Thank you, Mitch. Yeah. You're familiar with the position, right? Butterfly guard. Okay, yeah. So the hook's inside like this. So if the person's flat already, that's great. But most of the time, they're going to be sort of sitting up to you because they don't want to be flattened out. All right. So what do we want? We want to flatten. All right. So if I'm here, as soon as I feel the person get in this position, I don't want to let them get under me and then scoop me up one way. Yeah, now I'm in trouble. Okay. So I got to avoid that. And so if somebody comes inside, especially if they're sitting like this, okay, if they're not, I may have to square up with them. But if they're here, maybe they connect their hands or get underhooks like this. I have to be very cautious of what I do here. All right, I'm going to sink myself down. All right, and I don't want to come up too high to get my elbows inside because now I'm kind of, oh boy, here we go. Okay, all right. So I'm here like this. All right, so he's got his hands connected. I want to keep myself nice and low. So you guys know the bear hug defend. You can use that same concept here, right, where you're arching, and now I can start bringing my elbows on the inside like this. And now I want to push him back down to the ground. But as I'm pushing him down to the ground, I don't want him running away from me. Okay, so I'm going to catch him here, and as he slides down, I want to get head position on the inside. So I need my forearms first to push him down, and now I want to get the inside head position. Okay, so now once we're here, I'm going to keep my elbows My elbows tight to my knees. I want to keep them scrunched up. I may have to crowd them a little bit, right? But I want to pull tight here like this. Take all the space away. Move. Hard, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come across here. I'm going to grab as deep as I can on this collar. Okay, so both my hands on the same side collar. My elbow, my knee are together still. Okay, so I'm still controlling his hips. Now, the next move I'm going to do is I'm going to lift here. Like I step my knee up, bring my elbow, my knee together here in this position. And now I'm going to push his leg across. I can use this elbow to help push the knee down. Now I'm going to drive my hips this direction. Feet deep, attack the neck. Okay, you can stay right there. You don't have to finish the guard bash. You can keep the legs right here on top of him and feed the arm deep. Come right here for the choke, okay? Everybody's familiar with that choke, right? We just did it in this class, just a different position. All right, so let's spin this way. So here, if you can stop him from getting underneath, great, do it. Block him, push him down, head on the inside, grab the collars, grab the legs. Get as deep as you can, but don't extend yourself too much so his hips can run over here. That's bad, okay? We want to keep him crunched up. So come here, elbows tight, I come deep as I can, I step up right next to his hip. Elbow, knee are gonna press here. Drive your hips through, sorry. I know it's not the most comfortable. Coming across your sternum. So be careful. Reach deep. You see I'm reaching with my shoulder. If you're reaching straight, you're gonna run into a dead end to a certain point. Now I get it deep, okay? Slap the material. Roll in for the choke. Cool? Cool. Questions? All right. You get to count. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Collar. Okay. You're in the right push it. Power knee over top. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Now, are you bringing in left? So it doesn't really matter either way. So I'm really glad. Help me out. I can't get up. There you go. Push that knee all off the leg. Yeah, step over top. Right foot to your base. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. I feel. Good. Yes.
Oh, yeah, boy.
If you're on that side, yeah. Okay.
I placed the wrist and then grab it. Here, and I grab material. And then wrap around. I have a lot of way to grab material. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Yes. I think it's how much sternum is very
How we doing? Anyone need help? Guys, when you're doing the move, when you're pulling yourself across, okay, use both your hands and really engage your hips, right? So when you drive the, anytime you're doing a pass where you're cutting your knee across, okay, like we would call it like a knee cut or knee. Some people call it knee cut or yeah, I don't know what I call it. Far side knee across. Sometimes I'll call it both side knee across. Doesn't matter. I'm talking more about the principle than anything. If I'm coming forward like this, block my knee, block my knee. Yeah, you can do it. Okay, all right, to a certain degree. Okay, but the second my weight comes to over top here, my hips come over top, you're gonna stop that. Right. So same idea here. When I'm in this position, I get him crunched up. I've got a tight bite here like this. Okay, watch your arm here for a second. When I come here like this, I take away all this space, but it's when my hips come, I'm pulling with both my arms to drive that across. That's where you're powerful. Okay, it's not just, oh, I gotta bring my knee across. No, you're engaging your hips. Once you bring your hips up over top, the weight drives to the floor. Very difficult for them to stop that. Okay, how's everybody feeling with that so far? Yeah, good. Let's do it a few more times. And if you guys have issues or questions, raise your hand, please. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. That's the best thing I've ever done. All right. No. What's that? So I can tell you. So I have this one back so I'm just opening up. Got it. And now really? Yes, good. There you go. How's it going?
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. No, we want to get this arm across first, then let's okay, so go back here. So you want to get settled in the position first and stuff him a little bit. Okay, so take your time. Don't rush this position. Clear head low. Once you feel secure, now reach across. Grab deep as you can without exposing the space. You're still pretty good. Now you can take a step up. Now that's it. You see how your chest comes up. But now once you get this arm across, or this leg across rather, you start to mold it. Yeah, like that. Now drive that knee across. Yes, sir. Good. Very good. Yeah.
Just a little on right down. Yeah, like there. And then it's like forearms on the chest.
Yep.
Yeah, like yeah.
Meaning my center line is here.
Yes. I never had that one. Now. Yes, good. Yeah. Now. Yeah. Come on. There you go. Smash my leg down forward. That's it. Good. Now step that leg out to your base. Yes, good. Here's the leg. Yeah. Yeah. Now, slap it off. Grab. Now, range to otherwise, I want to get. Why do you show your detail?
Yeah. Good.
Okay. Getting the 5 foot femur out of it. Kind of difficult. It's yeah. That's it. So there you go. Bring that across, smash that leg. Yeah. All right. Yes. Hold on. Keep going. Keep going. Yes. Keep going back and forth.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Yay.
Twice in a row. So hard for me to roll that way anyway.
Yeah.
What if the foot comes?
Yeah.
You go so fast.
Okay.
It depends on like what you get the choke. Oh,
Yeah, just get it done.
it's like, who else had their hand up? Don't be afraid. Hey! Oh. Just see it if you're live. Sorry.
I did something wrong.
No. I was just joking around. Like, we always say, okay, guys, you know, figured we mix it up. Sorry, I didn't mean to freak y'all out. Yeah.
You're wondering, like, when you're going over.
Uh-huh. Good. All right. Make sure you get your grip first before you step up. But go ahead. So work. Great. So yep. Which one? The right foot or left foot? Left foot's in a great position. I would put it out even further. This is almost, if you look at this position, it's almost kind of a modified knee in the belly.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree? It's just in a different angle and the knees touching the floor. So wherever you need base, right? And you can stick with it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. The other thing that this knee can do, or this leg can do, if necessary, is peel off the bottom arm if they're trying to defend, right? If they're trying to make a frame of that bottom arm. So let's come over here. Can I borrow you for a second? Yeah. All right. So if I get to that spot, I want to come out in an area where everybody can see. I get to this spot like this, and use this arm here like this. I can move my knee peeled off. And finish. Okay. If that makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, that's good. Really, kind of wherever you need to be able to stay connected to your partner and move and have base. And it'll take some time to practice it.
Needed remind us your foot goes onto his thigh.
It's slid down a little bit.
You slide it down a little bit.
Yep. Okay. My knee is going to cut across, but the further down the leg, and you're going to see why in a second. The further down the leg I have the foot, the better. Now, for purposes of this pass, you don't really even need to have that there anymore. You can finish the choke from side control. You could switch, go right back to mount. If you feel like you're losing them, you can switch to doing standard on the belly and still have the choke, right? If that makes sense. So for purposes of that particular choke or pass, you don't necessarily need it there, but I keep it there or even sometimes slide it down once I cut across for kind of a particular reason. So, Garrett, can I borrow you? Of course. You mind? You thought you were going to get away from being Uki. All right, we're actually going to go to the mountain. Okay, and what I'm going to show you is something that, again, like I said, nobody ever showed me this, but he kind of showed me this. All right. I'm sorry.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
No, I saw you. You were just.
I thought I was in frame. I thought it was in frame.
You were almost in.
Yeah.
I was proud of you.
Thanks. So there comes a time when you're mounted on somebody, right, or any position, where you have to recognize you're losing the position. Okay, you don't want to lose the position, and you're just like, yeah, I just want to hold on. At the beginning, you're just like, and next thing you know, you're in the guard again. Like, shoot, I just did all that work. Now I'm back in the guard. I gotta fight out this guy's guard again. Okay, so I always talk about it like, and I'm sure I borrowed this from one of the greats or somebody, but like, if you are rushing too much, you're jumping up the stairs, right? You're skipping steps, right? Sometimes you reach for the top step and then you fall all the way down, or you fall half the way down, as opposed to going one step at a time. And if you lose your balance, okay, well, let's take one step now instead of three. All right. So I don't want to, we achieve the mount. We don't want to lose the mount, right? But what would you rather? Would you rather be stuck in half guard, or would you rather be in side control? Side. Me too. Right. So if you're looking at the positional hierarchy, if you have to come down, try to come down only, a step that's necessary, and you still have the control and still may have an opportunity to get back to the mount. Okay. So I'm going to do this in pieces. All right. But it's, who's here for the seminar where I showed the side control drill? 1, 2, raise your hand high. Okay. All right, not enough. All right, we're gonna do that first. All right, now, this drill, I'll tell you again, sorry. I'll smash it in a minute. Maybe. This drill is probably the best solo drill I've ever been taught for jiu-jitsu. I've shown it to you guys, a lot of you guys, it really is valuable, especially for if you're new. And topside movement, it'll teach you how to move efficiently and use your weight on your partner as you're moving. Because a lot of times at the beginner levels, especially, a lot of times the weight goes back to the feet and the knees. And when they're moving, the hands have to go out here to catch the base, things like that. So we want to be able to move on our opponent, but have good base. So when you're in side control, you want to have your legs out. You want to maximize your weight, keep them pinned, right? And have your legs as wide as they can be, okay? So for some of you, this may feel a little bit impingy or whatever on your hips, and may not have the flexibility, but you're still going to be able to gain something from it. And once you get it down good, you can actually turn this into a solo drill that's actually a really good workout. I've done this before where I set the clock for 2 minutes and going as fast as I can. I'm smoked at the end of 2 minutes. I'll do another round in a minute, but you can get your heart rate up really good doing this drill. Okay, but that's not the objective for today. All right, the objective for today is to learn it and learn how to move your body in a way. And all these movements, it's one drill that kind of gives you movements that are applicable a lot to a lot of these different positions. And if we have time, we'll go over some of those applications. But what we're going to do is we're going to put, I don't want my hips or my knees to end up touching the floor. They may at the beginning, you may lose your balance, okay, all right? But try just to have your elbows and your feet touching the mat, all right? And when you're doing this, try to keep your chest as much facing the ground as possible, okay? So when I'm here, I'm gonna keep my hips low, feet wide, all right? I'm on my toes. I'm gonna step through, right? My elbow comes off a little bit, but I don't want this, okay? So I stepped through, I stepped underneath one of my legs here, okay? Now I'm gonna step over, I'm back in the original position. Now I'm gonna step back, foot planted firmly, not this. Okay, as wide as I can. And now this is what we call thread the needle. Wide. Okay? Okay, go. I'm kidding. So, how many of you guys are familiar with all those movements? Okay, good. Very good. I figured you would be. So this is just a drill to put those together and help you with your mobility. All right, so I'm gonna start here. And when we do this, you're probably gonna have to let your partner do it, and then you're gonna probably have to do it because there's just not enough room for everyone to do it all at the same time, or else you're gonna be kicking each other. All right? So wide base on your elbows, okay? Step through, step over, step back, thread the needle, okay? And you can switch and go the other direction, or you can keep going the same direction, okay? So does everybody understand what I mean by when I say step through, step over, step back, thread the needle? Yes?
Yes.
I'm going to talk you through it, okay? So one of your group, find a spot where you have plenty of space. I'm going to step back this way. Don't get kicked.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to do this together. You guys ready? Step through, step over, step back. Keep going the same direction. Your body should keep going the same direction. Now thread the needle. Yes, good. Try to keep those elbows on the floor as much as possible. All right, don't expose your chest to the ceiling. Step through, step over, step back, thread the needle. Excellent, very good. Okay, now, switch partners. All right, ready? Step through, step over, step back, thread the needle. Good. Step through, step over, step back, thread the needle. Excellent, very good. Okay, let's do it one more time. Switch partners. You have plenty of space. Ready? Step through, step over, step back, thread the needle. Good. Step through, step over, step back, thread the needle. Good. Switch partners. All right. Step through, step over, step back, thread the needle. Step through, step over, step back, jump. All right. Okie dokie. All right. Now, okay. All right. You'll see the app, a little part of that application here. I do this a lot. I get a lot of mileage out of it. Again, I borrowed it from what I learned from Helsa, and I just kind of reverse engineered it to a certain degree. What you realize at a certain point is passing guard. Okay, if you look at a lot of the ways that we pass the guard, you're looking for angles, right? Weight distribution, base, pressure, all those sorts of things. And you learn that, you know, I mean, like put your knee here in my chest. Okay, now hold me up. That's not hard, right? Hold me up. Now it's hard. Okay. So the leg is very, very strong. Legs, hips, back, are very strong in this angle, but it's linear. You find the angle, and those muscles are very weak. Okay. The adductors, is that what those are? And then
Abduction.
say it again.
ABD. Abduction.
Okay, which one is the? Oh, is this one?
Abduction.
Okay, and then this one is the
Adductors.
thigh master muscles.
Yeah.
Yes, got it. You guys get what you get what I'm saying. Those are weak, right? So we learn in jiu-jitsu how to put ourselves in proper angles on the bottom to utilize the stronger muscle groups, right? And not have to rely on the weaker ones. You're still going to strengthen these doing jiu-jitsu a lot because, you know, it's a very dynamic thing that we do. You know what I mean? I mean, how many of you guys started? You're like, man, I'm sore in places I didn't know I had muscles. You know, it's very common. You hear that a lot because so much of what we do is very, you know, or squats and that sort of thing, or running, walking, all those things. Jiu-jitsu, you got to learn how to maneuver your body and put yourselves into the strong ones. Okay. So here, he's going to use his body in a way that is going to make him strong to hip escape. So he's going to push on my hips. He's going to turn to the side. He's going to push his hips out. Now freeze. Once he's at this point, I've lost him as far as the mount is concerned. He's escaped. Okay, so I can fight it all I want. Go, 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 go. I can fight it, but I gotta pass the guard again. Okay, or I recognize, okay, this is lost. Okay, I need to take a step back. All right. So whichever side he goes to hip escape. Boom! I recognize I've lost his hips. He makes a great connection. He starts to move his hip. That feels really good. Solid hip escape. Start to go. Okay. Now he doesn't feel so good anymore. Now I can slide off and try to fight his legs on this side. Okay, and try to get him flat again. But it's possible he can get his leg back underneath and put me in the guard. Okay. Or he goes to hip escape. He thinks we're fighting on this side, but he wants to turn to face me. I step back. Okay, everybody with me? All right, let's turn this way, please. So once I realize I've lost him, he goes to hip escape. I've lost his hips. My leg comes up, and I'm going to keep that foot right there, right behind his knee. I cut my leg across. I'm holding tight. He wants to face me and put me in his guard. Okay, do something. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hug his neck. I'm going to hitch a ride. So if he tries to open up his legs, I step back and I catch, grab the leg, thread the needle. Look at that. Okay. Everybody follow? All right. One more time, please. No sway. So he goes to escape, whichever side he's escaping, right? I've got to go with it. I slide my knee to the floor. I hook down as far as I can. If I'm up here, it's easy for him to open his legs. Okay, move. But if I'm here and he tries to open and turn to face me, he's moving me. I catch my base, back as far as I can, back step. Here, thread the needle. Back inside control. Okay? Everybody follow? Questions? Yes.
That back step is happening as he's bringing.
As he's moving, he's going to fight you over here, right? But even if he doesn't move, I'm still going to backstep and hug his neck because it's easier for me to catch it on this side and clear his legs than having to fight over here and fight against his guard, if that makes sense. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Once you go to backstep, hug the neck, bring your body down here already. Okay. Cool. Let's do it. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Feet. Yes, feet. This feet. Patient. Bring your hip down to this hip. Swing back. Yes, all the way, all the way, all the way. Boom. That's it. Now grab his leg. Right here. Yes, sir. Yes. That's it, Dan. Big step back. Yes, that's good. Correct. Yes. Excellent. That's okay. Good. Now, grab yes, very good. Yes. Let's get to good. There you go. That's it. Now swing that left leg way back. Good. Now grab his knees with your left hand. Now thread the needle. Perfect. You guys are getting it. Good. That's it. So when you ride the way, make sure to grab his hand. I want to be here. Swap. Sorry, my bad. My bad. He's called here. Yes. Good. Yes. Perfect. And you guys are learning this fast. Who had a question? You got it.
Slide. But not all the way.
There you go. Good.
Smushed flat. Oh. For me, learning to stay with that.
It's kind of quiet. I'm not even.
Oh, so she needs my first name.
Okay. Real quick. Sure, I know what I'm doing here. Any questions so far? It looked like you guys were doing really good there. Okay, so man, it's real bummer we lost them out, isn't it? We're still fine. I really wanted them out. I like them out. I went past the guard, got side control, I went to the mount, and lost them out. That's no fun. All right. But anytime I do this, yeah, almost 100% of the time I do this, I'll get my mount back. Because of a couple things, okay? When he goes to make his escape, and I come from here, and then I backstep, because he wants to bring his legs into the fight. But to move his hips, what does he have to do? Almost every time. I make the step, that back leg steps on the floor to move his hips out. The more I'm stretching this leg out, I step right back to the mount. Let's do it this direction. So you can escape this way. Come here, back step. You can't see what's happening immediately. Your timing's there, you're gonna get your mount back. And then it becomes really frustrating for this guy. And that's fun. So, all right, but it's timing. As soon as you see, let's take on the top. I come here like this, he cuts across. Okay, I'm still fighting here, he back steps. I can't see, but I want to face it. I don't see what's going on, but I know I want my legs to face him so I can escape. Hip escape, boom, high step right back. Okay, as soon as they start to turn flat to their back, once they recognize that they went from here back to here, oh shoot, I don't want him to have my back. This leg is gonna post on the floor, which means it's not blocking. You're holding onto this one, high step, land that foot right next to the hip, remount. Cool? Yeah. All right, let's put it together. What are you doing? Right. Here we are. Nope. Yeah. And now step by step. There you go. Exactly.
That's all right.
Yeah.
No. It was legit.
Definitely. That's it. Guys, I should have pointed out that I'm not threading the needle on this one. Okay, I'm only making the back step. And as soon as they turn flat on their back, I'm high stepping back over. Okay, keep going. Yes, that's it. Exactly. Very good. I like it. What's he saying?
Put this leg on the ground first.
What? Oh, what? Yes. 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 So that first, that's it. Just on this version. Probably works the other way, just to show us. But then you see what's going on. Oh, what? Let's go. Boom, right away. Yes. I want you to use that. I said. They don't want you. They don't want. Most people don't want their back. Right, exactly. You wonder why I come back. Okay. How y'all feel with that? Good. All right. You can do this with other hip escapes as well. Okay, it doesn't have to be this one where they push their hips. Of course. So one of my favorite ways to escape the guard, let's spin in this direction so they can see everyone. All right, is the leg drag, where you get their leg on the floor and they bring the other foot over top. Oh, that's annoying. He's got my foot, okay? But you'll notice both of his legs are angled this way, okay? So I can still come here and then pry my foot out and do the exact same thing, okay? There's other things that you can do, and typically, if they just have the foot, usually I'll focus on kind of what Professor Hopkins was doing earlier, was manipulating the spine, right? If he wants his hips to turn this way, well, you just turn his face and his head that direction. Well, it's a very weak position, but it's also uncomfortable. And most people will abandon the foot, if that makes sense. But you can do this. This will still work. I've done it. So I just wanted to point that out. Any questions on what we've done so far? Okay. Is the timer pretty, like, Like you can change whatever time you want.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Can you grab the timer for me? Sure. Okay. Here's what I want to play with. And what I mean play, I want you to be playful with it, but I want you to resist each other a little bit. Not a bunch. I don't want you trying to win. It's mostly for the person on the top to develop the movement with some resistance, okay? So if you're on the top and you already know you can shut your partner down and submit them with whatever you want, don't do that. Let them start the escape, okay? And then play from there. See if you can pull the move off, all right? And then if you're on the bottom, try to regard a little bit, okay? Just for like a minute each, all right? Get the blood moving a little bit. Is that good? Yeah? Okay. All right. Everyone with your partner? One person starting them out. If you guys escape, reset. Go back to same position. Yes. Oh, you're getting ready. You're on top of these purple belts. Man, you're so well trained.
3, 2, 1. Go.
Pretty easy, so I'm just.
Really want 1 minute.
1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah. It's on. Yes, perfect. Nice. Good. Okay,
Thank you, Spencer. Spencer, thanks. Watch out for your neighbors next week.
Nice. Go. Cool. Do it. Go. Mount. Yes. Okay, switch. Other person on top. Good. There you go. Good. Yeah.
Slide.
Even though the spot?
Yes. Yes. Now it's actually working. This. Put this thumb in my. Put this thumb in. Loop. It's like, but it's an area.
Okay. All right. How'd it feel? Anybody have some success? A little bit? It's a little kind of, you know, like some of these positions on the top, most really, I mean, you have to, with the exception maybe of side control. Side control really is a pinning position, but you still have to be fluid there, especially if your opponent's bigger and stronger. You're just maximizing your weight, right? The mount, the belly, mount especially, I think, to really be able to stay on top, it's like, I mean, the best I've ever seen. How many of you guys have watched Gracie's in action? Raise your hand. Maybe half of you? Okay, okay. How many not seen Gracie's in action? Raise your hand. All right, well, that's your homework for the weekend. There's a fight in there where Hickson fights not that guy. That was a great fight, but not that one. The karate guy on a gymnasium floor. It was the same one where he wrestled the wrestler guy. I think it was a karate guy. Yes, the guy was super crazy, and wild, and strong, and like, I mean, bucking like crazy. Like he moved like a wildcat. You know the fight I'm talking about? I wish we could show him, but when you watched Hickson, it was like he was surfing. And I just remember, even as a white belt, watching him move, I'm like, that's what it's supposed to look like. Fluid, and like relaxed, calm. Like he's he's fighting like a Tasmanian devil, but he's mounted on it, and the guy's freaking out and trying. So that guy's expending probably 20 times the amount of energy Hickson was, but Hickson could maintain because he didn't tense up. He was relaxed. That's a hard thing to get used to in jiu-jitsu, is to not tense, to not connect so much, or to not be. And sometimes the connection, you may be feeling really, really relaxed and everything until you see something that you really want. Like, oh man, I'm 90% on the choke. Oh, I want the choke, I want the choke. Oh, you lost everything, right? So you have to keep that in mind and make sure that you understand and you're calm in your mind when you're training, so that you know when it's time to take that step back and be fluid, right? So I know it's a little bit philosophical, but at the same time, like, it's important. I mean, the philosophy, the techniques without the philosophy, it's like jacket wrestling or something. It's not jiu-jitsu, right? So any questions on that?
Can we see just the leg drag one again real quickly?
Which
Where they drag the leg over in traffic. The last one you showed.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Basically, I'm just bringing the leg across to pry the other foot out. Like I said, I feel like there's better options where you don't have to step off for this one. And we can cover some of those if you'd like. But I think Alan kind of covered, you know, kind of shut it down before it became that hard, if that makes sense. But nonetheless, even if they have a hole in the foot and you turn his neck that way, he's going to change, or, you know, or at the very least, he's going to be very weak in that position. You know what I mean? So here, if he's dragging this leg and I waited too long, he traps my foot, I come here, and I'm going to pry my leg out. Okay. So basically that, and then I can follow across, if that makes sense. So I'm just bringing the leg across and just whipping my foot free, and then, you know,
step back just like you did.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, always better than fighting the guy where he's facing, right? It's putting the action into where he feels like, oh man, he's going to take my back or something to that nature. Like, or for me to escape him, I need to turn to face him. And that leg's going to be on the floor, and you're going to get your mouth back. So, does that help?
Yes, thank you.
I got a question.
Yeah.
When you're sitting upright, where's your hands at? Is it on them, or does it have
wherever I need my hands to be?
It doesn't have to be on them.
No, just so I'm in base. That's it. Once I bring the leg across, then I want to hug his neck, because I want to hide everything on the backside, and I want to have some manipulation. And if I do end up staying inside control, I want to have that pressure to hold him down, if that makes sense. Because you're going to get a good bite on his neck, because he's laying on his side like this. You reach as deep as you want. So when you turn here, you've got him stuck. You know what I mean?
So you don't have to hug the neck before you step your leg back.
You don't have to, but it's better if you do. Yeah,
okay.
It's better if you do, or simultaneously, I guess. So, yeah. How are we doing on time? Is that the true time?
Yes.
Oh man, time flies when you're having fun. Right. Is it nap time yet? Yes. I know you're smoked.
Have you practiced that one?
Yeah, I think we did a little bit. Yeah. Name and position, Mitch.
Name. I don't.
Mount?
Yeah.
Wrong.
Okay.
Now you're going to be gun shy if I ask you another question. I'm kidding. How about this? How about we take a quick water break? We come back and come up with something. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
You just said.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I love it. So if you don't chase the children, I'm low-key. Oh, yeah.
I did it right.
Yeah, someplace. Yeah.
I've heard you've done this before. I don't know the same spot.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I have to say.
Kind of opposite.
Yeah, so you're right. I've already fixed it. Yeah. It's really annoying.
Yeah, but this is.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
Careful. Might not come back with a hand.
I
don't think I've been mouth enough. I don't think I've been mouth.
Well, even from start.
You know.
Through this year.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Good. Here to help.
No. Yeah.
Or, well,
Come back. This. I'm just gonna try to get you going the other way. I'm just gonna try to get you going the other way. So, cover your face. Soon trap something. Yeah, especially if I can reach it. This is through here. I think I can use this feel. Yeah.
sounds just like.
Yes. I'm just telling Mark. You have 2 feet. Out, down every time. So if you're mounted. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't.
Because even if you're hugging down, there's a lot of the problem is now shoot right over what we're just doing. So I'm very curious now. Slowly starts to
All righty, children. People, good people. question. I'm gonna go over a technique or two, and then I'm gonna change it up a little bit. Maybe I'm gonna do this training. You guys are okay with that? Specific training, nothing too. I'm not gonna make you guys roll for an hour or anything. How many of you guys like the double underpass? Okay, better question. How many of you guys know the double underpass? Okay, good. All right. Only a few people who raised their hand and said they liked it. Oh, short arm. Yeah.
T-Rex on.
How many people like it when they're on the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
One.
That's not fun, right? No. Getting stacked up is terrible. It's a great guard pass. Like I teach it to my beginners, but I mean, you see, I love the black belts do it all the time. It's a great guard pass. It works with the gi, without the gi. It can be used in self-defense. I mean, it's a great guard pass. But it's really annoying when you're on the bottom, right? So I'm going to show you a setup that I like from that position. All right. Who was it that raised their hand? Who likes double underguard pass? You like it? Who else? You like it? You like it? Are there only 3? All right. Can I borrow you, sir? What's your name again? Rob. Rob. Hope I'll be able to remember that. Okay. I'm going to have you on the top. Since you like the guard, that's okay. So, from the beginning, all right, first he's got to get my guard open. Boom. Then he's going to streak his elbows inside. And then what's next? Good. So at some point he wants to stack me up. Okay, and pick a side. All right, great. All right. So not great for me, great for him. Good technique. It's a solid guard pass. It really is. It's very safe, really. There's a certain indicator. Like we talked earlier about knowing when to kind of bail in certain positions. The same is true for your defensive positions. Sometimes you just have to say, okay, that's no longer worth it. I got to go to my next safest place. All right. The older I get, the less my body likes being stacked. You know, because I dealt with a lot of that in my earlier years, and I sometimes I hate to say it, I allowed it, and it was really not that smart, right? So I know I've talked to Matt a lot about this. Why we're trying to heal our backs right now. Like, do yourselves a favor and learn from our mistakes before you have to learn from your own. Okay, don't allow yourself to get stacked so much, right? If you look at some of these positions, like an arm, let's say I have Rob in an arm lock here. Okay, he starts to stack me up. Now freeze right there. Okay, do I have good success here? Maybe if I can off balance him or something like that, or you know, pry it out, but at what cost? Right? I'm gonna go home, my back's sore, right? It's not good. If you look at my position there, like that would be I'm not gonna ask you how much you weigh, but you're probably over 200 pounds, yeah? A little bit more, a little bit, all right? So imagine taking 200 pounds or a barbell and starting a squat like this and trying to lift like this first. That's basically what I'm trying to do there. That's not good. It's not a strong position anymore. So it's better to bail and look for the next safest thing, right? So same with the stack pass. There's a certain point where you have to bail on it. Now, last time we were here, I think that was last time we were here. Yeah? Yeah. He went over some defenses to it. Okay, I'm gonna show you one that I like. If I showed you this already, I apologize, but this one I like a lot. So I have to recognize as soon as he comes underneath, guard's open, I made a mistake. I didn't go to a good open guard yet. Before he scoops me up, I have to make my legs heavy and I have to shoot this arm in. Now scoop me up. Don't feel comfortable anymore.
No.
All right, now. Okay, this is what happens a lot. They'll stay in this position. How do you feel, Rob?
Not good.
Not good. And if you want to come up,
if I come up, you're going to take my arm.
Right. Do you want to stay where you're at?
It's better than coming up.
Okay. We'll hang out then. Okay. Now here, easy shoulder lock. Okay. If it goes straight, I catch it here. Okay. If it comes across, now I can switch and chase my triangle. Okay, but don't ignore the first 2 submissions first, all right? Because if he's a good stack passer, well, what's one of the best defenses to the triangle? Stack pass, okay? So let's do that again. So he comes underneath, both his arms, boom, I already know what he wants. So that first thing I have to do is make my legs heavy so he doesn't just scoop me up and put me on my neck right away. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit up and I'm gonna shoot one arm underneath. Doesn't matter which side, I just shoot one arm under, but it can't be like this. This right here, don't lift me, but if my arm is like this and he goes to lift me, I'm gonna break my arm. Okay, so this has to come up. I want my thumb up. I'm gonna reach down here and grab my wrist, okay? This leg is now gonna stay high because I don't want him pushing this down. Okay, so it's gonna stay high, but it's also gonna stop him from trying to reach to this side. So I have to be strong with this leg, all right? This arm comes here. My 2 fingers are gonna be on my bone here. I'm gonna put this right down against his shoulder and right against his neck here. Now, 2 angles of action. What I'm doing here is I'm gonna flare this out as I compress down on Rob's shoulder here, like this, right on the point of the shoulder, okay? And I'm gonna go like this. And when I do, I'm gonna stretch this leg. So all I need is for the elbow to pop out, just enough. So I'm flaring his elbow to turn out this direction, like this, and then boom, I kick and I lock, okay? Most of the time, what you're gonna go for is keep your shoulder close to your wrist, okay? Now, right here, not so easy for you to stretch your arm with it. And then I just rotate for the shoulder lock. And I lay back, he's gonna straighten his arm out. I wanna keep it here. Just a little turn, okay? I'm tucking everything tight to my chest and I rotate the elbow up. If he straightens his arm, if he's able to straighten, I catch it right away. I feed it right to my ear. Ear to my shoulder, this hand is gonna reach around and grab the elbow. I wanna feel the point of his elbow right in the palm of my hand, okay? And I should feel the muscle, the meat on his arm right there. Okay, his thumb's down, I can feel it. This arm comes like this, like you're choking your own hand. And I crunch to the side, okay? Everybody else knows the triangle. Palm goes up, turn the palm up, then I can pull it across and we can chase the triangle, okay? But let's focus on those 2, the shoulder lock and the arm lock first, okay? Everybody follow? All right. The best thing about this is that you can even hang out there. You don't have to rush on this one, okay? Because once I get to this point, he's underneath, go ahead. I get here, go ahead, stack. I'm not chasing the arm right now, but you don't feel comfortable. No. My frame is strong right here against his head. He's going to change somewhere. He's not going to stay here all day, and then we can go after the arm. Does that make sense? Cool. Let's give it a shot. 3, 2, 1.
That worries me a little bit.
You okay? No, yeah, it's just,
Okay.
You want to try this? You want to try this? I got you.
Okay. It is all the way up. Okay. Shoulder.
Is one stand up? It goes like never be here. You're either here or you're here, but you're never here. That's funny because a lot of people don't like over under, which means one's under, one's under. I don't like over under.
Oh, boy. This hurts. In your face? It's like a jaw. Okay. Like straight. Yeah, boy. Cut this corner. This so Mike Tyson, I think. You. I know that shoulder. It's like they're going. Yeah. A little more. I don't like it. Just because I see
Yeah. I will be a film. No, it's okay.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Yeah. Like if I just do a normal try, and it's here, and this is here, it just kind of right. So it's got to do straight. I'm like, yeah. So just like you graze it. Try to hide that stuff.
You were the first person I made.
It's just stuck. So that comes out. Yeah. So I can trap it. It's in better. So yeah, this is straight. this and our triangle. Come on,
Yeah.
Right now, you're pushing against my face.
At that point, once they sort of stood up, yes. Neither one of us did it. You're doing it. You're doing it. Good. Yes, that's okay. Cross your legs. But you don't want his wrist inside there. Yeah, and the reality is, so what's happening? Hey guys, real quick, I want to clarify on this shoulder lock a little bit. It's not. This takes a lot of time, a lot of finesse to figure out. But don't worry, you still have good follow-ups. And guess what? You didn't get stack passed, right? That's great. All right, so when we make this this first move, this initial move to get the arm free, and keep in mind that some of this, guys, some of the difficulty you're having is because the partner on the top is being sometimes too relaxed, right? They're like, oh yeah, they're laying over top because they're trying to be a good partner, and then trying to be a good partner, they're being a bad partner. It's okay. Everybody does it. I mean, I've done it. Don't worry, it's okay. So I come here like this. When I make this flare, okay, I'm bringing the elbow out, but I'm controlling his body with my legs, okay? Now, most of you are trying the shoulder lock and it's out here. Your upper arm can do anything you want, right? So when I get now, I'm not flaring the elbow up as much as I am rotating my body. I'm keeping my wrist, my elbow's right there, or my wrist rather is right on the elbow. It's stuck against my chest. Straighten your arm out, sorry. Right. Now I rotate. And I have to go slow here because it's pinched up. Does this make sense, everyone? I think this is where most people are getting hung up, and that's okay. Again, it takes some time to get used to that and where to position it. You see how they're kind of moving in position. And it doesn't matter. He goes straight. All right, okay, it's good. And if he turns his thumb up and I miss that, okay, no big deal. Triangle, right? So I don't want you to think like if you can't get one of them, especially today, that you're never going to get it, or it's just not the move for you. And these follow-up techniques really aren't, I mean, they're great, but they're icing on the cake. The main thing is stopping the stack. And some of you are saying, well, what if I can't get my arm gets too shallow? Well, take it out because you don't want your arm stacked when they go to scoop you up, right? You have to know you can shoot that in. And if you can't, then I hope you were at Alan's last seminar because that's where you want to go there, right? Who was here for that one? He taught a lot of the stack pass defense. That's basically what you're going to have to go into. Once you get to a certain point, you have to realize what mode you're in. If I can prevent it early, I'm going to prevent it early. I mean, there's all sorts of cool things you can do, but there's not too many cool things you can do once they scoop you up or once the legs get up on the shoulders. Now you got to go into protecting your guard mode, okay? And so the mentality has to change. It's always going to be your objective when the guard gets open, but some of that implies also, I mean, my number one, the first thing I did was stop the guard pass. Now I'm just taking advantage of the opportunity I have there because it's a strong position and my leg's strong. And now I can kick the arm, one arm in, one arm out, right? Yeah? Make sense? Okay. You guys are feeling like it's another hour of listening to this goofball talk. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna fall asleep. Let's do this. Everyone grab a drink quick, come back. Is everybody partnered up with somebody appropriate, you think? Yeah? Now, if I ask you to change partners if you want to, your other partner's gonna be like, all right. Let's play in this position a little bit. Does that sound good? I want the person on the top, okay, to try to go for the double under pass, okay? And I hope you guys were here for a seminar, so you have some things to follow up if this position doesn't work, okay? Just like a couple minutes each, guard passing drill. Sound good? All right, let's grab a drink. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Feel the energy in this room.
You guys got
Zoom.
Yeah, it's all awesome. No, Zoom. Oh, yeah, because then you just said quarantine session. We got them all. Oh, I just put them on our student access site. So like anyone who doesn't come.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. You want to sit there and watch it? But it's also nice. It's not.
That's all right. Well, you're showing progress, though. You got the first guy vowels and have consonants.
Get a C plus or a C plus.
Well, no one else is, I got and Mark showed up, and the guy showed up, so maybe about
Oh.
And you full time with your students?
I do that. I work for the city as an engineer.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. Yeah, I taught myself all the 3D renders and then just the thought, so I can almost all for a builder on a picture. I'd have to look up the email. He was explaining to me they've got 4 project managers, 16 people under each one, and they do that for every house. They're all at 10,000 plus. They're in super nice areas. So I have to look. It's not a very catchy. It's like something builders, seasoned builders or something, but it's all, half my work for them, the other half is for home. Yeah, it's like our building meeting, they just have blueprint. Yeah, I just give them
I feel like
Yep. It's like the builders like the state paint and then that small fee. You're saying helps close almost every project. Because they'll get bids from everybody. They just treat they need before. And whatever, $2,000-$3,000, they close the deal, but it's for like a $5 million house. So I don't care. They'll pay it all day long. So. No, those guys are awesome because they're only front view of the house.
Yes.
So they just want the front of the house on the land, the kids in the background, that's it. And might propose a few changes like paint colors and profit space. It's never anything crazy. So, but if I have to do a whole house on interior and exterior, that does take a while. Every single room, you have to do furniture and art decoration. Yep. People are sending me pictures of tiles that were videos. I can find the textures anywhere. Yeah.
Yep. It's a stack, but it goes back to. I've seen it like one time. I was like, but then
She does.
All right. Here's what we're gonna do. Where's the clock? Do you have the? You got the? Everything good. All right. The person on the top, I want you to try to go for the double under guard pass. Okay. Even if it's not your favorite guard pass. I know it's only 3 people's favorite guard pass in here, but the rest of you, just give it its due, please. Just give it a shot. Just try it. At least start there. Doesn't mean you have to stick with it the whole time, but start there, okay? And then wherever it goes, let it go, all right? But I want you to try it at least. I don't want you to like start here and like, okay, I'm gonna push play, all right? Okay, give it a shot. Give it a try, all right? Person on the bottom, just try to keep your guard. Sweep or submit. If any of those things happen, stop and reset in position, okay? 2 minutes on the clock, please. Okay, so you guys ready? Yeah. Yeah, hit it, go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I'm just keeping you in the dark horse.
Of course, good.
Really? I'm ready.
What, wedding? No, it's it. But I saw this one. It is. Yeah. So much. Mr. Help.
Yes.
Just remember that being a part of it.
I wasn't.
No.
Unless you don't. Yeah. No, he was trying to get them. Let's try. Let's try. All right, switch. We're so top on the bottom.
Just done.
Good. If you pass, go ahead and reset. Go back to the scene. Go back to the guard. Yeah. Right.
Still.
Yeah. Okay, guys, real quick. How do you guys feel? Are you tired? Not too tired to go yet? Okay. Let's do this. Is it okay to have everybody switch up? Okay. If you prefer, grab a different partner. And if you can, try to find somebody you haven't trained with before, right? Okay, let's do that. Oh, you have to clap for top. 3, 2, 1. Hey, what you doing? Okay, does everybody have a partner yet? It's up right here. All right, now. Here's the deal. We're changing it up a little bit. No, not quite. It's going to be guard player's choice. It's going to be open guard. You can start in whatever open guard you want, okay? But if you are at least a full belt higher than your partner, you only get one arm. Choose wisely. Put the other one in your belt, okay? All right, so we're gonna start in whatever open guard the person on the bottom wants to be in, okay? They start, you guys try to pass. Same drill, you can pass, reset. Sweep or submit, all that stuff. Got it? Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And then just sit back, right? Yeah.
Or is it just when you're on top?
I don't mind. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's a doozy. Nice. Right, yeah, that's right.
He's a force.
Oh, that's right.
Well, you got it yesterday. It counts. It counts.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
Switch.
Oh. He said switch. Yeah, that's one arm.
I thought I meant this part.
Watch your head, sir.
I tried. So my
Nice.
Forgot that one.
So,
Right.
Okay. How you guys feel?
Amazing.
Back alive? Got the blood moving? What time we got? 4:48. Time enough for one more I want to show you. And then we can do a Q&A or something like that. Or just talk about like or fight over who gets the left over what are those? Those, of course. Those are pretty good. So I was trying to think, man, have I taught this move already? I don't want to go over it again. When I was a blue belt, I had the opportunity to make my first trip to California. I was so excited. Like the inter-association tournament for Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and we were part of the association. And my direct instructor was under. He was taking a lot. He was under Helson, but at the time they were still under the whole umbrella. And at some point, Helson kind of had a falling out with Orion, and then they just kind of split up. But they still invited Helson and to the tournament. And I was so excited. I got to go out to the tournament, and like there's two people at the head table, and it's Ed O'Neill and Ayla Gracie, and I'm like, I gotta go say hi to Ayla. But it was great. Like I got a chance to meet Grandmaster Elio, and that was a really special thing. I'm glad I was able to do that, shake his hand, all that, just be around him. And so as a kid, you know what I mean, like 22-year-old or 23-year-old, like blue belt at the time, like I'm out there with all my heroes. This is amazing, right? And so Helson shows up. He showed up with a little bit of an entourage. I'll tell you about it later. But he came with one student this time. It's like, and I think he did it just to make a statement. And the guy's name was Barrett Yoshida. If you're familiar with Barrett, Barrett is a wizard. And super talented guy, and probably the hardest worker I think I've ever seen. Like as far as grappling, I think he'd be the first one there drilling on the mat, and the last one to leave. You know, everybody like, oh, he's really gifted. Right, worked his butt off. Like he just trained all the time, and he had a phenomenal instructor. Like let's face it, you have those couple of those elements, you know, with some ability. Like you're gonna be good. You just had dedication and drive and desire. And so he came out, and how much do you think Barrett weighs? 140. He smoked the biggest guys out there. Won his division, tapped everybody. Went to the Open, tapped everybody. I'm talking like John Burke. I mean, big guys like at blue belt, like smoked these guys. There were some really good talented dudes there. And to my recollection, he submitted everybody there, and he submitted a lot of them triangle. So we looked up to him, right, on our team. Like he was one of the guys we looked up to the most because he was just so good and pretty humble guy. You know, like he wasn't really flamboyant or anything like that. Real kind of quiet. But I was out there, you know, and me and a few of my other friends that went out there with me were sitting there talking to him after the tournament. You got to show us something before we go back to Ohio. Before you go back to Hawaii. Okay, I'll show you something. They showed me this move, and I was like, oh. I've been hitting it ever since. It's like one of my favorite things. I call it the highlight reel, but it's one of the funnest things to pull off. It's really not that difficult, but can I borrow you? All right, you're gonna go for the double under pass, but I'm gonna be heavy at first, okay? So here's what it is, all right? So he comes underneath. As soon as I recognize he's coming underneath, I'm gonna move myself out. So a lot of people go kind of like are digging in still. So I move my hips back. I'm gonna grab his belt. I'm gonna push his head down. Okay. Now I'm gonna bring this shit here. I'm gonna jump up, throw my hook in, pull him back. Okay. So he went from him being in double under guard pass to taking his back. That's kind of fun. It's really not that hard. So I've been doing it ever since I was a blue belt. Ever since I learned it. So you gotta get heavy first. Okay. He's gonna be trying to pull you up. So you move yourself back. You stuff the head. Okay. So one hand's grabbing the belt, the other one's stuffing the head. This leg, okay? So on the same side of pushing his head down, this leg is gonna fold in. I put my shin right on the back of his neck. It goes here, this one goes here. This is basically just like standing up in base, but I'm pulling here, I'm lifting my hips up. I jump this foot over, right into the space between his elbow and his knee. Immediately, I come here to his neck and I pull him back to get the hook. Okay? You guys are so zonked, you're like, that's not that cool. It's super cool. Let's come this way. It's cool for them when you pull up, like, where'd he go? How'd he get on my back? Did I show this one already? No. You have? No. Have I shown it to you? Have you seen it? Oh, you did? Oh, there you go. Have you guys seen it?
No.
Yes. Who's seen it? Raise your hand. Oh, they're holding back up, holding out on you. I'm kidding. It's a fun move though. So I stretch my legs, I move myself back, I push the head down, I grab the belt. Okay. So this side, I'm gonna fold the leg in. I'm putting my weight down to keep his head down. I post his foot. I pull myself up here as I post here, jump my hips up. I step over right inside. I go right to the neck, pull him back and get the second hook. Okay. Do it. Let's try. Finish first.
Did he fix his hair too?
Here, you gotta hold it. Nope. Back. Now, jump out of the back. There you go.
It's bringing it inside instead of across. We were doing so much of that spicing. Okay. I think it's ready. Right now. That's just
That's it. That's it. Now lift your hips up. That's it. Now bridge your hips. There you go. Good. Now pull it back. Go right to the chin. Ride it like a horse. There you go. Excellent. There you go. Yeah. Yes. My solution was okay. If you look at that leg, this head, keep this here, like this. That way, it's almost like a sit-ups. Now you're right foot over. Now you're right.
Don't screw it up. Come on, do it.
The other way. The other two. That's it. Just no. Keep that one yeah. Well, good. It's not good. All right. Enough of that silliness. Let's do some real jiu-jitsu. All right. We're just getting it down. I love it. It's really a fun one to pull off. Yeah. That's all my jiu-jitsu. That's all I got. Wow. I've exhausted myself. Do you guys have any questions? It could be anything small, like big, doesn't matter. How to stop something or north-south escape. North-south escape. I think I showed one last time I was here, didn't I? I don't think so. Okay, all right. Yeah, so I am going to show you one. I'm going to show you a couple of stupid ones too. Yeah, let's do a north-south escape, and I'll show you my two favorite stupid moves that actually work. They're defenses, but actually work. Maybe I will later. They're kind of funny. Let's. Do you guys know the foot lock where you cross the feet? Yeah, you know. How many of you guys have been caught with that? Don't lie, it's okay. Everyone was all made a mistake once, right? One. Today. Today? You caught it today or you got caught? Oh, okay. We had a guy, we had a, gosh, I don't know. How big was Logan? 160, but strong. 160-pound guy was training with one of our, actually not one of our students, but a female lady that was training with us for a while, she's brown belt, and he crossed his feet and she did it to him. And he didn't know what it was until it was too late. So that was like broke. Yeah. So be careful, like, and especially when you're applying it on somebody that doesn't know, like you should probably have a conversation with them as you're doing it. Careful, because it's not, like it was. Maybe I told you the story. I don't know. Andre Verzon, you know him. He was one of Elson's first black belts, and one of the instructors at the academy out there. And there was this guy who was notorious for letting people take his back. He just let people take his back. Then he would cross their feet on purpose and then do the move, right? And first off, that's just dumb, right? I mean, he was doing it. Yeah, he was, and I think he was like a blue or purple belt. I'm going to share the story the best I can, but he was doing it to a lot of white belts, and they're like, hurt, and Andre's watched this and he's really upset about it. He's a brown belt at the time. He's teaching at the academy. Like, okay. So he's like, you train with me, let's go. So they're rolling around. Guess what? It's his back. reaches down across his feet. There's a funny thing. He whispers in his ear, goes, "You can break my foot, but I'm gonna limp to your grave." It's not a good tactic, but like nonetheless, it's annoying. Sometimes you make the mistake and it happens. So I'm gonna show you that stupid defense first. Who likes doing it first? Who's that person? Oh, you. Can I borrow you? You don't give your backup to it.
Usually not.
Usually not.
I'm usually already there and like I just get on top.
All right, now this is one of those things that I was thinking about. I'm like, why is this word? I'm just watching somebody. So I watched somebody get caught. I'm like, why is this word? How do you stop it? Once you're stuck. It was like, oh, of course. So dumb. All right, cross it. Good. Now go ahead, slow. All right. Now, all right, cross again. Okay. Go slow, but do it. Go ahead. Are you trying?
Like
You're trying. Don't make me look good. You don't feel comfortable.
It's kind of hurting my calf.
Yeah. It's not feeling great on my feet either. And it's pretty strong, and it's a very strong position, let's be honest. But so is the strength. And like even in the mount, you pull the head up, can they bridge effectively? No, it's because we're so connected to the back. Like, oh, I want the neck, and then you're right? But if somebody's trying this for real, like, first I would say, if you made the mistake, you should tap. Like I should tap. But sometimes it's really less a technique, more of just like a metaphor of sometimes you think outside of the box. We think of letting go of up here and not attacking the neck is not what we should be doing in the mouth. But what I'm really doing is protecting my feet, right? So, thank you. What was your name? Hunter. Hunter, thank you, Hunter. You're strong. Anyway, that's my dumb move of the day. You're welcome. Yeah, you can try. Just be careful. Go slow. Don't give them everything, Hunter. You're strong. Okay, go ahead. Oh, the other thing too, guys. When you're doing that, don't try to extend your legs. You're gonna make it worse on you. Dig your hips in. Okay, dig your heels in. Okay, so that you're causing less stress on your. You should try to straighten and try to beat it. You're gonna make it worse. Okay, so dig your heels in and right to the base of the skull, and frame here, just like that. Cool. Okay. Any other questions on that? Dumb move of the day. All right. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Look at that.
There you go now. Keep going. Like a belt. I was like, I never knew that. Now that's
Yeah. They have a rock.
That's the first time.
Yeah, I got around.
Yeah, body track.
You don't have to.
I'm sorry. I know. I was like, I know. You know, I've been wondering why. I don't understand. You can show this paper? Oh, yeah. I can show
Okay, guys, real quick. All right. Okay, so do you want to see the escape to north-south or an escape to north-south, or do you want to see another dumb move? Dumb move. Dumb move. All right. First, we have to demonstrate the defense it's two. Okay. So lost spirit.
Oh, I'm ready.
There you are. Okay. I was just talking to Matt. You know the move where you like you pull up the lapels and you go to north-south and you scoop them up, take the back.
Yes.
You familiar?
They probably are not.
Okay. Can we show it to them? Sure. Do you mind? Can you do it to me? Like you go to north-south and scoop me up, just so they know what we're talking about. So like the lapels come out like this, and they end up coming underneath the armpits like this, and then they'll pop up, and then lift, and then lift you up, and then put the hooks in. Okay. Any of you guys familiar with that? Okay. Well, now you're gonna learn two moves. One's a good one. This one's dumb. But hey, it's been a long day. Ready? Here's my dumb move. This one also just came to me. It was really in the heat of the moment. Go ahead. Normally, if they really try, they would pull my gi off. You're supposed to sell it. But it works. It only works because you're doing this. Like, oh, I don't want my arms to come out. But once you know what they're going to do, let them have your gi. Escape position. That's my dumb move. We don't have to do that. Let's do an actual escape from north-south. Can I borrow you? All right. So what I do in north-south is pretty much the same concept, same idea that I do in side control, because that's what was ingrained into my brain for a lot of years was this. and for a lot of reasons, it's easier for me to breathe because I can displace that pressure and that weight of the bigger person over my arms, my shoulders, and not just be compressed in my chest and my, you know, trying to breathe. North-south is not any different as far as my defense goes, but you have to choose the right timing. Okay, trying to explode out. You know, if the guy's holding you, he's holding you. He's not hurting you, right? When he starts to attack, he's going to get bored. He's not going to just hold you the whole time. He's going to try to attack, and when he does, there's always going to be an opening for a defensive maneuver. Okay, or some space somewhere. Okay. But once the guy's just holding, just make yourself comfortable as possible. Try to prevent the next position and defend yourself as well as you can. So the other thing I like about having the arms in like this is they're closer to protect each other, and they're right there protecting my neck or my face if it's a fight. All right. So this one works pretty well in north-south, and I like the frames a lot. So anytime there's space in side control or in north-south, I always like to be smart with my frames. Now I will do something slightly different in north-south, and I don't want to go into too much detail why about it, but just so you guys can see. When he's in side control, I'm going to be like this, okay? Now when he goes north-south, I'm going to change my hands to this. That's the only difference I'm going to make. Now my hands are on his ribs. I don't want this. I don't want my elbows out. He's going to swallow those up, okay? But I want to be here like this on the inside. And I want to keep my legs close. So if he was inside body, let's spin back around. I would want this up here because I want to prevent the easy access for the mount, okay? Now he goes north-south. I'm going to try to keep both legs close, all right? So now as he starts to attack, he starts to try to fish for something. I feel an opening, I slide my knee in, okay? So just like punch block, when my knee comes in, I slide my knee in, I bring his arm about halfway down his shin, and now I'm going to slide to his wrist, and I'm going to lift my knee and then drive it to the floor. So just like we talked about before when we were on the top, right? When we were past the guard, it wasn't the knee moving forward, is when I brought my weight, my hips through. So what I'm doing here is my knee is going to make an arc towards the floor. And now this hand is going to reach down here and grab the opposite side leg as I lift here. And then climb up on top. And if I can keep that bend, I'll keep it bent, okay? But I'm grabbing the inside of his pant leg on the opposite leg, okay? So my arms are inside. He goes north-south. Keep my legs close. He starts to fish around for submission somewhere. I sneak a leg in, okay? My knee comes in, shin here. I'm going to slide right away to the wrist because I need to start this process quickly. If I don't, he's gonna shift and change, even move his position to get his arm back inside. Okay. So once I get my knee in, I'm gonna start moving. Okay, but I'm just trying to show you guys slowly. So I slide this down. My knee is gonna come up like this and down towards the floor. As I pull on his wrist, pulling it back towards me. So this is gonna slide as I go. This arm is now gonna come to this side and tip his knee over, and now I come up on top. Okay. Does that make sense? Everybody follow? Yes. Pretty simple move, but it works pretty well. Okay. All right. If it's difficult for you to make that connection, we probably don't have time, but maybe I'll show you another move in a minute. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's try that quickly. Nice. Maybe I had a whole bad story.
My brain.
Yeah, no, because I just realized I'm like,
Oh, that'll work. How's everyone doing with this? You guys doing good?
Yeah.
Gonna crush the arms.
Bro.
What did we have for, what did we have for, this, grabs this.
It's almost like you walk.
You. What is one of darn fruit? No. Better follow up. Morning.
How much leverage? I thought it would take a lot more effort.
It was so weird.
Everybody getting it?
Oh, under the armpits.
Nah.
No. Hey guys, real quick. All right, let's circle up. Does everybody feel okay with that? Pretty simple move. Okay, good. Now, I got to tell you this story because this is definitely relevant. I was at a seminar years ago. I was probably white belt or blue belt, and somebody asked that very same question, Helson. And it's like, Helson, how do you get out of like this north-south position? And you know, like this guy sticks me there, and I probably similar size. The guy was probably like 240, 250. He sticks me there, and I can't get out. I just know what to do. Like I get worn out, but you know, I'm stuck. Every time he gets there, I'm done. Like it's like, oh, he's all excited. Like, oh, which guy? This guy? Oh, okay, come here. You hold me, Sarah. And we're all like, oh man, I can't wait to see this move. This is gonna be awesome. Nobody's gonna hold me down anymore. And so he gets on top. You hold him. And the guy gets down, gets his best position, holds him really tight. He's down here like this. Helson's standing here like this. He's holding, squeezing. You can see like he's actually putting a little bit of extra effort into it. And Helson's just really patient. He's waiting there for a second, man. A little longer. And the guy on the top, like everybody's quiet. We're all waiting on this like amazing reversal, something like this, because he showed me this one too. And it works great. Okay. But the space is there, right? And he's still waiting. And we're all just like, starts to get uncomfortable. We start looking around. And the guy on the top starts looking at us like, what are we doing wrong? And he stops for a second and Helson, because you know he thinks he's doing something wrong. He's in north-south. He sits up to look at Helson, and Helson looks up and he spins around and goes, "Now I kick your butt." And it was like, it was the best, like one of the best teaching moments, because you know he was relaying the philosophy, like, well, the guy's just holding you. Like, what are you doing trying to escape the guy who's much, much bigger than you? Like, that's not the time to move. The time to move is when he's trying to attack, right? And that's a big thing for us, is that our defensive movements have to be more efficient than their attack, right? So we force them into making more steps, and ours are simpler and shorter, so that we can have that opportunity. When the opportunity arises, then we can turn the tables, right? But you can't rush, especially if that person is much, much bigger than you. You have to have patience. And to do that, you've got to learn how to survive under there. And sometimes that's a challenging thing at the beginning because you want to escape. Like, oh, I learned this escape, and you're trying it, and the guy's holding you. Well, if you're focused on escaping, is he focused on attacking you right yet? No, he's focused on wearing you out. Then he's going to attack. So if you've made the mistake and you're stuck, don't make your situation worse, right? So make sure you relax and wait for the right opportunity. And when they get, people tend to get really like frustrated when they can't crack the nut, and they try harder, and they make more. If you give them the easy attack, they're going to take it. But if you take away the easy attack, then you take away their B attack, then their C attack, their D attack, you name it. You keep going. They start getting more desperate because they're the ones in the dominant position, right? And that's when they'll make a mistake. But it takes patience. You don't get to see that in competitive jiu-jitsu because, oh, well, there's a time limit, dude, you gotta go, right? But it's sometimes, you know, those rule sets, they're at odds with you know, the jiu-jitsu that we love, you know, and that Grandmaster Elliott believed in, and what we believe in, you know. And it's so that was I don't think I remember too many of the other techniques from that seminar. I'll never forget that story. It's just the way that he displayed it and showed the tech, you know, it wasn't a technique. That wasn't your problem. It was your mentality that you have to get out. You don't have to get out, not yet. You'll get out when he lets you out, right? Or he makes the mistake, right? So be the pine fork. All right, I got 4 minutes. Probably not time for a technique. Any question? Or we just stare at each other for awkward 3.5 minutes.
Defense against the rock.
Against rifle? I don't know.
Paper.
4 minutes. 3 minutes. Let's roll. We're doing.
Oh, sweet. Drive that to the floor. Yes.
Right here.
Do you remember this? Yes. I'm so close. You're specifying a lot of notes. So we're here. Yeah. Right now. Yes. I suddenly don't remember it.
Oh my gosh.
I thought it was you were holding my hand.
Like I'm here.
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, my legs. Do I have to get this out? Yeah. I was rocking it like crazy. Do you remember should have said how to say back?
I'd never use it. No, I will never use it. I barely remember how to do it. Come here, Dan. I see if I remember how to do it. Yeah. Let's see. Yes. It's always the opposite leg thing when I'm thinking. Yes. Gotcha. This way. It's always the leg you're not expecting. Oh,
Mitch has. He does. You went out first.
Yeah. So did it start with
Not hard. I can never get that shoulder. So I always go for the stack. Yeah. Yes. You actually know how to let so instead of like fighting the hard side. And then when I go over more than turns one more. 24 hours. You know what? 24 hours. Have to learn. What the hell? What the hell? Are you not entertained?
Once again, thank you guys for coming. We could not have these events without you, so really appreciate it. Thanks, these gentlemen, for teaching. We've all had this conversation. We probably have enough jiu-jitsu in our heads to last us a lifetime, but it doesn't mean we don't want to continue to learn. I think Alan said something really interesting earlier. He doesn't believe jiu-jitsu is done with him yet. And it's like, I kind of feel the same way. Like, I want to be able to do all of the moves against all the people all of the time. And I'm waiting for that day to happen. So I'll keep training until then. But I definitely appreciate different perspectives, ways to make things easier that I haven't seen before. Opens up your pathways, gives you guys, a different look at maybe the same techniques. I don't believe in right or wrong techniques. I don't. Just different people, different ideas. But thank you again. Let's go ahead. Thank you guys. Good job, guys. Good job.